So the two responsibilities of the trader that we're going to cover on the course are, first off, the trader has to do the initial ICP switch. They have to accept responsibility for the ICP. Remember, they were nominated by the distributor. So the first thing they've got to do is they've got to accept responsibility for that ICP. And the other thing that we'll be covering is switching of ICPs, where another trader takes over an ICP. Now, in this particular module, we're just going to cover the initial ICP assignment. Everyone's covered all that. And the way that that's done is that the retailer has to log on. So what you have to do in the forthcoming exercise is you have to log on as the retailer, the proposed retailer, and you have to remember whether you're supposed to be RET 1 or RET 2. So you'll log on to the registry as that retailer, and then you've got to find that ICP. Now, there's a couple of ways of finding that ICP. One is you could go back, I suppose, to the spreadsheet where you generated the ICP, and you could copy the ICP and do a search on that ICP identifier. Or if you could remember the fictitious street that you, when the distributor entered in address information, if you can remember some of that address information, you can do an address search and locate the ICP that way. So anyway, whatever way you do it, you have to find that particular ICP, and then go to the ICP attributes screen, which is now being projected. And what the trader has to do the trader will have to enter in an event date. So we'll use today's date, whatever that happens to be. And let's suppose that this is going to be a non-half-hour submission type. So we set this flag to the non-half-hour flag, set that to Y, and the half-hour to N. Select an ANZIC code, and this is just going to be a normal domestic resident, so all zeros will do for that. There's going to be no unmetered load, so set this unmetered load flag to N. And one of the things that you're going to do is you're going to propose MET1 as the MEP is going to be responsible for all the metering equipment for that ICP. And also, of course, you have to have a profile that's consistent with these submission types. So RPS. Okay, so that's the information that you will be prompted to enter in the forthcoming exercise. But you also have to do one more thing. You have to set the ICP status to be either active or inactive. If you specify that it's going to be inactive at this stage, then you have to give a status reason. But if you say that it's active, then no reason is required. Lots of these events have a user reference field. Now you can put in any kind of comment that you like. This is just kind of optional for you to enter some text in. Okay, so Exercise 10 is to log on as the trader, the appropriate trader, Ret1, Ret2, with a password, and then somehow search for your ICP, and then go into the ICP attribute screen and enter these values here, and click the update button, and you should then be that should go ahead successfully. It will also trigger off something called an MEP switch, because you will have nominated Met1 as the proposed MEP, and because you've proposed Met1 as the MEP, there'll be a warning message at the top of the screen that says that a switch is in, an MEP switch is in progress. So that's exercise 10, and then we'll be moving on to the next module. So if you'd like to do exercise 10, please.